All right, so there are two ways to organize your compare contrast information. And this would be if you're going to maybe write a compare contrast essay or do something like a visual aid, like an infographic or some sort of a poster. So here's the first one: whole to whole format or black format. There are two names for the same exact type of format. And basically what it looks like is this. You say everything about one item that you're comparing and contrasting, and then you say everything about the other. The points in each of the sections should be the same and should be explained in the same order. So over here on the right, you see I have three lakes: Lake DeGray, Lake Owashita, and Lake Catherine. If I'm doing whole to whole or black format, I'm going to talk about the same points, it says. So these points here are the camping and cabins at the Lake DeGray, boating at Lake DeGray, and fishing at Lake DeGray. I'm going to talk about the same points with each of the other lakes: camping cabins, boating, fishing, camping cabins, boating, fishing. And the reason I do this is because if I don't have a pattern in place, like the same three things, then it just becomes an informational essay about the three lakes, just information about each of them, and it's not allowing the reader to compare and contrast between each particular place. Let's look at another practice. We have ice cream versus cake. So I organized this one a little bit different, but here you go. You can see on the top I've got ice cream, the bottom I have cake. Here are my 3 points: ingredients, where it's kept, when you eat it. Same thing for cake: ingredients, where it's kept, and when you eat it. So you can see the ingredients, how they're different for ice cream, where you keep it, when you eat it. Same thing for the cake. I looked at the ingredients and where you keep it and when you eat it. This allows the reader to look and see, oh, the similarities between the ingredients: they both have milk. The difference is one has flour and eggs, ice cream does not. So you can see how a reader could go back and forth and do a comparison or a contrast in their mind. Here's what it would look like if you were doing an essay. So in our very first paragraph, of course, we know that's the introduction paragraph. That's where you're going to tell the reader what two things are being compared and contrasted. Here we have an apple and an orange. The next paragraph, if we're using whole to whole and black, everything about the apple. But our 3 points are appearance, taste, and where the apples are grown. Down here in our next paragraph, everything about the orange. Same thing: appearance, taste, and where oranges are grown. And then, of course, as we know, an essay wraps up with a conclusion paragraph. So this is what it would look like if you were doing a whole-to-whole black essay, just the outline of it. So what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to practice. So we know there's lots of books that have been turned into movies out there. So what I would like you to do, I have Wonder as an example. So you don't have to use Wonder specifically. You can just think about books and movies in general. So what 3 points might you use to compare book versus movie? Something off the top of my head, just to get you started, I would say is Wonder book, Wonder movie. I would talk about the characters. Do the characters stay the same in the book as they do in the movie, or does the movie leave some of the book characters out? So characters could be one. What are a couple others that you could possibly use if you were going to use whole to whole black or whole to whole or black organization for an essay? Go ahead and tell me right now.